Okay, hi guys, you've got two teacher models for today, so make sure you're splitting that box in half so that you have space so that you can solve both of these. The first one on your page says Jim's calculator showed 3 and 7/10 times 1,000, which is equivalent. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit pause. You need to have a place value chart. Remember, we start with millions, then hundred thousands, 10,000s, thousand, hundred, tens, ones, decimal, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So this is similar to what your place value is going to look like if you need to click pause. I'm going to go ahead and write 3 and 7/10 in my place value holder, lining my decimals up. So I knew my decimal fell into the decimal place. So the 3 went in the ones, the 7 went in the tenths, so it took the thought process out. The question wants us to do 3 and 7/10 times 1,000. And it wants to know what's equivalent. And equivalent means equal to. So when I look at this problem, I look to the thousands. Thousand has 1, 2, 3 places. And I also know 1,000 is 10 times 10 times 10. So there's 3 tens. So I know I'm going to need to make 3 jumps. And since I'm multiplying, I know my answer needs to get larger. So I'm going to move my numbers so that they're moving to the larger place values. And I'm going to do 3 jumps. So my 3, 1 jump, 2 jump, 3 jumps. And then underneath that, I'm going to rewrite my numbers, moving everything with it. So the 7 shifted 3 places as well. So now my 3 is in the thousandths place. My 100 moves 3, or my 7 moves 3 places. 1, 2, 3. So my 7 is moving to the hundreds place. So now if I erase all of these little lines so that you can see, it's now 37, but it's not 37 because it's 3,700. So in this 10 and ones place, I'm going to add zeros as placeholders. I'm going to drop my decimal down at the end so that I can see it's now a whole number. So 3 and 7/10 times 1,000 is equivalent to 3,700, which is D. So now let's move to number 2. Number 2 says, which number will be in the thousandths place after solving the problem below? So the first thing I want to point out is that it says thousandths with a THS on the end. So that's the decimal, not the whole number. So which number will be in the decimal place of the thousandths after solving the problem? Problem is 518 divided by 1,000. So the first thing we're going to do is draw another place value chart. So I have my millions, my 100,000s, my 10,000s, my thousands, my hundreds, my tens, my ones, my decimal, my tenths, my thousand, my tenths, my hundredths, and my thousandths. Okay. So now I have a beautiful place value chart. I know I'm dividing, so my answer is going to get smaller. But before I can get there, I need to put 518 in my place value chart. 518 does not have a decimal. But where could I put the decimal to help me line up on my place value chart? Decimals go at the end of numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and put a decimal as my place value holder, my 8 in the ones place, 1 in the tens place, 5 in the hundreds place. So it looks like 518 as a whole number. We are dividing. So my answer is getting smaller. So these numbers are going to move towards the smaller place values. Pretty simple. 1,000 again is 10 times 10 times 10, or it has 3 zeros. So I know I need to make 3 jumps to the smaller place values. So I'm going to start with my 8, and I'm going to jump everything over. 8 moves once, skip over the decimal because it's not a place value, twice, 3 times. So the 8 is now in the thousandths place. Okay, the 1, same thing. Move to the ones, moves to the tenths, moves to the hundreds, and the 5 follows suit to the tenths place. So now if I bring my decimal down, I can drop my decimal. It is 518 thousandths. Okay, so it says which number will be in the thousandths place? This is the thousandths place. So it's as easy as looking at what value is in that place, and there is an 8 in that place value, which is D. And that's your teacher model box. Make sure these are copied in that box for me to see tomorrow when I come back.